Hey guys, so it's been a minute, partially because some things hadn't come in recently that I thought was actually going to make it here from my shipment dates. Also, too, I didn't get to do one of these last week because of MOJO June. So I did a video about MOJO June and all the announcements and so on and so forth. But I felt I'd do a little bit of catch up. I don't have a ton of things, but I do have a couple things that have actually come in between that time frame. So the first thing that I got, actually a friend of mine helped me get this one. He found a person, oh my God, and I just broke it, on Etsy who 3D prints Cobra vehicles. He found me a Cobra claw. Now this thing is great because it actually comes with a bomb. It actually has a detachable bomb and flame effects. I just broke one of them, so I'm gonna have to get some glue. Sorry about that. And they are also removable, but it does fit a 6-inch character, and we'll get to this character in a second. So this is pretty cool. I don't have a way to really mount it, so I'm still trying to figure that out. As I figure it out, it'll get mounted somewhere here in there, and I think it's too big for the case, but maybe somewhere here in the room. Now, other thing that I got, I was at Ollie's and I was looking at that, since we're talking about Cobra. I was looking for a suited character that I could do a kind of pop and swap on the head for my Crimson Guard. So I actually found a Everett Ross. I couldn't remember his name for the life of me. I was about to look at the box. And he's wearing a suit, and I think it's actually perfect for a suited Crimson Guard. So I actually have a Crimson Guard right here. Pop this head off. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit perfectly, but I think that looks pretty good. Actually, if you've seen the Instagram or even the YouTube channel in the post, I actually put this up with because I actually have left over the Crimson Strike Team Crimson Guard. It's like too many crimsons in a name, where I put them both together. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this was only run me about $8 because of Ollie's, hey, so it was worth me getting that. Other thing that I got in, and I've been waiting for this because I'm really focusing on X-Men villains right now. Last time I had Juggernaut, I got Longshot, I've already had Spiral, so that means I needed a MOJO. This is great. This thing, I know this was the single release one and not the actual 3-pack one that came with Dazzler and Longshot. But I do love this one. I know the other one was a little bit painted better, but I'm happy with this one. This is really cool. This is not fully articulated, but at least the point is. It moves up a little bit and all the legs are articulated, so that's pretty cool. I thought the switch threw me off for a little bit. I thought the switch actually worked, and I was getting really, really excited, but alas, it does not. He does come with 2 faces, which is really cool, and he does have the claw hands and the fist hands. Not that MOJO really punches anybody, so I mean, I guess it's all toys. You can make him punch somebody if you want to. That is what I got right now as far as my toy pickups. I definitely do have some other stuff coming in next week, so I'll definitely go over some more stuff. But why I got you on here, I know there have been a lot of rumblings kind of going on in the toy community in regards to the Star Wars HasLab, with it being a vintage size or vintage scale cantina, which, as big as this thing is, there was no way that they were going to do it in Black Series size. And it's got a hefty price tag. You don't want to do that. That looks weird. Has a hefty price tag, where the basic set, which is 3 walls, the front door, and all the stuff in the inside, tables, cups, with the barkeep and the Tonica sisters. I had to remember that. That's like $3.99, which for the size that it looks like when in presentation, I mean, that was pretty cool. But if you throw in an extra $100, you get the 4th wall. And in the 4th wall, you get some more wall details, obviously more tables, cups, and so on and so forth. That's where everybody's kind of have their problem at, is that now it's $500 for something that's only vintage size, and they didn't include a floor, and they didn't include a roof. I don't understand why people are asking for a roof, because if you cover it all up, then you can't see it. The way the thing was designed is that you can even take the roofs off the tops of the little side sections where the little booths are, so you can still see within. If you put a roof on it, what's the point then? It's just a box at that point. You put a bunch of people in there, and then you can't even see it. You can't really live out the fantasy of what's going on in this cantina and make your own stories. So I think people are being stupid. Though it probably could have came with a floor, even if it's a paper floor. I hope Hasbro kind of thinks about that and throws that in. But if it's a paper floor, everybody could really just print one out. And I know you guys are gonna say, why should I, if I'm spending $400 to $500, why should I have to print out my own floor? I get it, but it's just a floor. I mean, you could do, I mean, it's gonna sit on a shelf anyway. Most of the shelves aren't gonna be long enough for whatever floor that they do. That floor is gonna extend past the shelf. You're only gonna be able to really display that particular thing on a table. The great thing about this cantina is that it's very modular. So whatever shelf space that you have, you can break this thing apart and have little bitty scenes where it's in a DTOF or any other type of bookcase, or on a long shelf to where you can kind of break it out and just kind of have a wide view of it. A roof would not be, I mean, it wouldn't really work for that. A floor would be too long and you'd be basically trimming it yourself and then saying like, oh, I can't really use it. It'd end up being in a box and being a waste anyway. If you're gonna charge me another $25 to $50 for a floor and a roof, I'd prefer that they didn't do it. Now, with that being said, I'm not backing it because I'm not really into Star Wars vintage. I do have some Star Wars vintage, but it's like stormtroopers and vehicles and stuff like that. That's what I'm more into. I don't have enough characters unless I have the stormtroopers outside the cantina. I'm not really going to be invested in this. Plus, the $400 to $500 price tag is a little bit too much for me, especially since I'm probably going to get that the G.I. Joe HasLab, which is probably going to be a Rattler. With that being said, I guess next week when I do these, I'll talk about what my thoughts are, what the tiers are going to be, because everybody's doing a video about that. So if everybody's doing a video about that, I guess I have to do a video about it as well. I'll talk about my tiers after I talk to you guys about my pickups for the week. So, all right, I'll take you guys next week.